I feel like sick from like food. We need to stop going to In-N-Out.
In-N-Out for the win. So today we're going to be telling you a story about an old friend of ours, Kerman. See, that's like something like
it totally sounds like his name was Herman and we're just calling him Kerman now. I can't say that our friendship with him was very meaningful.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I was thinking like keywords used to be our friend. Us hanging out would be like, hey, like, can you do my homework?
It was just like a mooch friendship. I guess that's the best way you could really say it.
Kerman
and I, we never had any sort of like romantic relationship, but we just had, I called it a weird tension, but looking back, I don't think it was tension. I think it was like me wanting there to be tension, maybe to create something interesting in my life. There was one time that we got caught hugging in the back room of one of our classes. He had this like intense conversation with me, like where he was like, you're crossing the boundaries of friendship. I was thinking like, was I really that like out there? Did I go bathroom wall status? He told you that I moaned on the phone. It's just like, when is that even a thing? It's like, we're talking on the phone, like, so what's up? It's like,
Kerman, like, I miss you so much. Like, like, I swear, like, Lauren, like, we were on the phone last night and it was like really late, like Shelby
it was really late, so I might have been just like, I call my friends like, what up dog, like he basically made me feel like that I sexually harassed him or something, which I felt terrible about. And then, you know, next day Lauren's telling me a story like, oh yeah, when Kerman tries to throw like coins into my breasts like it's a wishing well or something.
Yeah, I barely knew this guy and he'd be like, yeah, I do it to all my female friends. Everything, he's like, Shelby, like, don't do that, we're friends. Like, he turns around and like does it to me.
There was a shop teacher at our school who was like really strict, and if you pissed him off, haha, pun.
Yeah.
He would like have this thing where he's like, you need to stand outside the classroom in this special circle, like, and stare at the door. But our friend Kerman told us this story that he was told to go stand out there.
Yeah. So he's out here, he has to pee, logical. It's like, I have to pee, let me make a trip to the restroom.
Right.
But in his mind, it was like, I'm in trouble, like I can't move. Let me just pee into this trash can that's right next to me.
It's better to be caught with your dick out over a trash can
peeing
than to just be caught having left and then have to explain to the teacher I had to pee.
I just feel bad for the fucking janitor who went to take the bag and it's like pee. Someone peed in this.
I wanted to have a night where we hung out. I was thinking like, oh, it's like cold, it's winter, it's winter, it's winter. We can go in the spa, you know? So it turns out Lauren can't go, so I'm feeling a little weird. Yeah, I know the other friend, but I don't really know Kerman that well at this point. So they show up and, you know, so it's like time to go in the spa, you know, like we take off our, like strip down into our bathing suits or whatever. Like my friend's wearing a one piece, I'm wearing a two piece, pretty standard. Kerman's wearing a Speedo. So for those of you in Europe watching, it's very much not a thing for men to wear Speedos.
In America.
Yeah. Kerman's like, well, I was at the, you know, public pool and I was swimming and I didn't want to change. He was into this girl that we'll call Lavender, and Lavender was like this like really hot like goth girl that like everyone was into this girl. I think it was obvious to us that she wasn't into him as anything more than a friend. He was such a mooch, like, I'm just so poor, I'm like a step away from boxes on the street. And then he'd like buy this girl like $100 dance tickets.
Let me invite her to winter formal and prom and buy all those tickets. Like, of course she's gonna say yes, free ride.
But while this was happening, he had expressed to Lauren that Lavender apparently said
she's bi, but she's like breaks down the percentage. She's like, I'm like 80% women and like 20% men.
He was like, so you're saying I have a chance?
Like Dumb and Dumber, where she's like 1 in a million. He's like, so you're saying I have a chance?
It was.
I kind of like assumed like he was a little bit like attracted to me, and like it was just like
after trying to throw coins in my boobs, I kind of could make the assumption that He may have been attracted to me.
He may have been attracted to me. Okay, so like my boyfriend dumped me at like some point in our friendship, and I was like going through a really like rough patch. It was just like the thing where like he was like, let's hang out. So again, I drive him to Chipotle, and we like sit there, we talk, and the whole time he was like, yeah, like I want to lose my virginity. I want to lose it to like someone I've known for a long time, like a good friend. I think I would like finally switch the subject and he would bring it back. After we eat, like we go to the school.
So you were hanging out at like an elementary school or
yeah,
something?
at an elementary school. We're like sitting on the swings, like talking, and like I remember this moment, like I was like, Kerman, like I'm really happy like that you're that I can call you one of my best friends. Like thank you for being here for me like during this hard breakup. Right after that I was like, okay, like it's getting late, like let's go home. And he was like, he was like, yeah, like if you wanna like give me a blowjob like behind that bungalow over there, I wouldn't say no. Like okay. Like, I think I started walking away and he was like, yeah, cause like it's been a while, like, or something. Like, he kept
that makes me want to do it when you point out that it's been a while.
He was like, I'll walk you home. I was like, I can do it myself. Like, no. And he was like, I've been raised as a gentleman. Like, I will walk you home.
Real gentlemanly. Offering for you to give them a blowjob behind the bungalow. That's the gentleman's way after all. In this one class, sometimes he would, like, whisper things to me that were, like, inappropriate.
Ew, like... With no job, I'm horny.
There was this one time in particular that was like really out of left field. I was like paying attention to the lecture. Kerman like leaned to me and was like whispering, but it wasn't a whisper, like everyone around could hear. Yeah, you know, like my penis, like,
oh my god, you don't talk about your penis to other people.
I don't remember if he said my penis, but he was referring to it like as like its own
my
body.
My happy stick, like
and he was like, you know, sometimes it gets up to like 7-8 inches.
Sometimes it reaches 8 inches. Sometimes it only hits 4. But sometimes it can be 8. Like, it has potential. Let's just call it that.
What I want to make the climax of the story is the story of the fall of Kerman.
The fall of Kerman! So me, Shelby, and Kerman decide to hang out. We were literally walking around and like, I don't even remember how, but I was like, oh, like if we hop this fence and go down this like very steep like dirt like path that you would need to carefully descend from, you'll end up at the park.
Growing up here, which we all did, you're pretty good at like climbing the hills. Like they're not that hard.
So like I started like going down the hill. It's like, it's kind of steep. Like I think I turned my like feet so that you're like going down. We're going down with caution and suddenly like Kerman like takes off.
We were still like at the top kind of while this is happening.
Yeah. So anyways, like he's like, and Shelby's like, go, don't, like Kerman, don't. And he like, it's downhill. So if you somewhat start to like build momentum, like you're gonna keep physics, like you're gonna keep it going.
He's like Line Rider, like the Line Rider game on the computer where you send the little guy on the bike and then like see if they make it. Like he's going, he's picking up speed, and then suddenly like slam. He slid on his face for probably 6 to 9 feet on straight ground. The way his body laid out in that moment with his arms out, it was like the crucifixion. We were like, Kerman, and it was just like, ah, like this epic scream, and like the children in the park beyond us all turned and like looked as it echoed through the neighborhood. I thought I was gonna walk up to him and he was gonna be like bleeding with like broken limbs, but like he was broken fine. Like we were literally like, Kerman, like you were like Jesus sliding down on your face.
I just want to point out that if I ate shit in front of 2 guys that I barely knew, I wouldn't get up and be like, ah! Like Mulan status, where like, he like comes out of the dirt and he's like, ah! Like it's like, that's really embarrassing.
I think it would have been justified if he actually like got really damaged.
He was like, oh, like I ruined my new shirt. Like it was, it was like a plain white shirt, and he's like, it's $20 from Tilly. He like epically like takes off his shirt.
All the kids and their parents see is a shirtless guy go into the bathroom and start moaning.
And
like,
he's like, God, like, and like moaning in
but
there.
as long as he doesn't do it on the phone, he's not crossing any boundaries.
You're right. So Shelby was like, are you okay? Like from the outside of the bathroom, Kermit goes, no, not really. And she was like, okay, like, do you want me to come and help you? Kerman, yeah. So I'm standing outside the bathroom waiting for the two of them, and this old lady walks up, and it's like she watched Shelby go in. She can
to
hear,
the men's bathroom.
to the men's bathroom. She can hear Kerman moaning, and she looks at me like, what the fuck are your friends doing?